Episode 4 of Agatha All Along has aired, which was titled If I Can't Reach You, Let My Song Teach You. And since this is Alice's trial, that definitely makes sense. But I wanted to walk you through some Easter eggs and things I kind of noticed and kind of think while we're, halfway through the series now. At the end of this, I'm going to go into like the things that have been leaked, but I will give a warning before I start talking about it. So if you are here for things but not spoilers, I will let you know when you can, come back later when things have actually been revealed. But I will let you know when you can leave and I will start talking about things. First off, I kind of wanted to talk about how Alice is definitely different than she was in the comics, but that is okay by me. It's a different telling. We have different tellings in Marvel all of the time. Not a big deal. I kind of wish they did it a little bit. In the comics, she does imbue her weapons with magic, which she did with the knife and drawing the circle for protection, which was really cool. I hope we get to see more of that. I think we probably won't. We get the new rock ballad, which is really cool. The song that the Coven of Chaos, that the Coven actually sings in the style of a rock ballad that protects the Coven and destroys the curse on Alice and her family. Something that I think as somebody who is goth, who is witchy, who has been listening to metal, rock music, emo music since they were little, that is a really cool thing to see, because as somebody in this scene, you get told like, that's Satan music, that's witchy music, blah, 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 blah. So seeing it as a protection spell was really cool. And it was filled with so much love for her daughter and all of that stuff. That was really cool, as is witches and witchcraft is also musically inclined. So I feel like we will see a lot of music, considering we have so many Broadway and musical people, because Joe Locke has been in Broadway, Patti LuPone has been on Broadway. We're going to be dealing with music this whole time. I'm sure Lilia's whole thing is going to be somewhat musical, because it has to be. It's the Wicked Wizard of Oz. So it's going to have some sort of musical element to it. One of the bigger points that I've been thinking as this all progresses is that Lilia Patti LuPone's character, is taking on Agatha's role in the 2016 Scarlet Witch comic. Agatha was there as a ghost to guide Wanda through the process of getting to the road and walking the road. We have that in Lilia, who is an older woman who is kind of keeping the peace, but she's also very much there to be like, hey, I am a guide of some sort, which I will get to the premonitions because I'm really excited about that. But she is very much taking on that motherly guiding role, what I would say Agatha is to Wanda. We did see one of Lilia's premonitions come true, which is when she was saying like, hey, I didn't get along with you guys, but I blank, which would have been the I love you guys from when they're all poisoned and dealing with the poison in the first trial, which is really cool. But I wonder if all of them are going to kind of fill in like that, or if they go together, or we still don't know what her premonitions technically are, if they are some other beings, if they're ghosts, if they're just how her mind works because of witchcraft, because we have not seen it yet, but the cost of witchcraft would be so cool to see, because I would love to see that her cost to do witchcraft is that she has those premonitions, but it's really just, it'd be cool. I digress. I hope she makes it through the road. I don't know if she will, because Agatha is a ghost in the comics. So the let my spirit guide you while people think it is Sharon. I think it would be better with Lilia. Speaking of the 2016 comic, depending on, because I know everybody thinks that, Teen is Billy. Rio does tell her that that's not your son, so that is not Nicholas Scratch, whether that be because he is a agent of Mephisto, or if he is Billy Kaplan or Billy Maximoff. We don't know yet. But if he is Billy Maximoff, there's a thing from the Scarlet Witch comics that I really want, because on the road in the comics, Wanda meets her mother, and the spirit of her mother, not since she's died, but because she had walked it at one point as well. Later, she does meet her, after she knows who she is. That version of her mother has died and knows who Wanda is. The first one she meets doesn't know, but I would really like that if the spirit guide is not Sharon and it is not Lilia who has passed, I would love it to be Wanda, who has passed away because of destroying the Darkhold, guiding Billy, her son. It would fit into the maternal love of that song, and it would fit into this, because I'm sure we will get Agatha's mommy issues as well, for lack of a better term. I'm sure we will get Agatha's issues with her mother and being, cast aside because of her powers. So I think that whole, because mother maiden crone, the mother is there, even if it is just their guides, essentially. But I do think that the relationship between these witches and teen definitely have this relationship with their mothers. And if that is Wanda, I think that she should be the guide that gets them to the end, even if she's not alive. And I know that will hurt a lot of fans, myself included, but I think that would be a very cool way to incorporate her. That isn't just, I love Sharon, I do. I don't know that I want her to be the guide because she doesn't know anything about the road. That just, I don't know. We've had 3 tarot cards come up already for Lilia. It was the High Priestess when she met Jen. It was the 3 of Pentacles when she met Agatha. I'm going off the top of my head, so I might be wrong. And then the 3 of Swords when Teen was injured. And these are very prominent. I don't know if Lilia uses these in the way of, like, if you've ever seen Danny Phantom, Mr. Lancer kind of like swears or exclamates in book titles, and she just does that. Or if these are actual things that she is, like, seeing in the moment as her premonitions. I love that her, like, premonitions are, like, weirdly vague, that we don't know what's going on with her. I'm really excited for her trial so we can like figure out what's actually going on with her. I think that'll be really fun. So the modern interpretation of the High Priestess is that it represents the unknown, mystery, intuition, and the subconscious mind, which could be Jen being bound, or it could have just been, you know, a thing. The 3 of Pentacles represents teamwork and collaboration, which would make sense when it's like right before the Coven is made. The 3 of Swords has a very heavy hand in accidental deaths, and the like Teen is bleeding out on the table, so that is definitely what that relation is. I do know they have a spread of like tarot cards that relate to the show, like there was Death, and then there was the Tower, which many people think that Death is the scary card. The Tower is the one that you should fear. Death means like change and different things, new beginnings. The Tower, if we get to see when Lilia says that, that's when we should be concerned. The tarot card, like meaning like destruction and chaos and all of these things that are not good, and seeing it in like the spread of the themes and the tarot card themes of this show is, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I'm scared. Spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine if you haven't seen it. The sacrifice that Wade and Logan make is very similar to the sacrifice that Loki made for his friends. That it was the, I'm locking myself in a room, I'm gonna do this without you, I'm gonna keep you safe. And like it had the same beats as Loki's sacrifice. The other thing that I noticed is that when Rio is talking about her scars, that she brings up that another person is her scar, that she hurt somebody she loved, which is Agatha, and that is the scar that she bears. It reminds me and I'm not being a crazy Loki fangirl for a moment, I promise. It reminds me of Mobius and Loki's conversations on how do you deal with a burden? How do you deal with purpose that isn't glorious? How do you deal with that that burden? And Mobius says scar tissue, which if Loki is the one holding all of the timelines, do we think that Loki's story and his love for his friends and all of this stuff is slowly seeping into other Marvel things? Because there's a very big parallel with all these stories and all these like found family tropes and all this love that's coming around, that it feels like his little personal experiences are floating into there. But like, I think I'm gonna keep a little notebook of like those little moments and see what's going on. This is the part that I'll start talking about spoilers and things that kind of have been leaked or confirmed. If that's something you don't want to see, thank you for coming and thank you for watching so far. We will see you either at a later date or when things have kind of come out and you can come back and see us. So thank you for watching and we'll see you guys later. But if you're staying, this is where I'm going to be talking about things that were leaked by Funko, which is like Wiccan and Rio being Death. Because there's something really interesting that's coming up that I wonder. And there's things that are being dropped kind of throughout that I'm super interested in. It says that she is doing her job, which Death is, you know, the job of taking bodies, taking souls. But if she is working for somebody higher, would she, because I know we see her in like I don't know if it's her trial, but Agatha has a Salem flashback coming up and Rio is wearing like a green cloak with period accurate clothing, so I don't know if we'll see a flashback that includes Rio meeting Agatha. But that kind of silhouette and her being younger and all of that makes me think that maybe this is not something she started out doing, being, you know, Lady Death, but she might be taking on a role like Leah did. Leah is in Journeys into Mysteries. It is Loki's friend. She ends up being the right hand of Hela, and I wonder if we will see something kind of like that, where there was a different figure of Death, be it Mephisto or somebody else. Take a shot every time I say Mephisto, but be it somebody else, and that she might be taking that like handmaiden kind of role that Leo was in the comics. So I don't know. We keep saying that like her name is not Rio. She is not that. She is something else. She is Lady Death. But I do wonder if something like that is something else that we might, because there's always a curveball. We've been told one thing, where's the surprise going to be? Because they always hide some sort of surprise. So I wonder. Those are my like little things that I've noticed so far, little Easter eggs. There's some really cool stuff with Teen coming up that I kind of want to do like its own little separate video on. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I will try to work on that here soon. And then I will see you guys in the next video. If you were a Coven member, what would your duty be? Would you be a protection witch? Would you be a green witch? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. Remember to stay geeky.